Hey guys, what's up? My name is Sean Winnie today. Pag-usapan natin ang kabobohan at ang tunay na nagpapakalat ng fake news. Kaya tanong natin, sino between kay E.S. Lucas Bersamin, dating Chief Justice to, at kay Bangag Jr. ang bobo? Kasi pinapalabas po nila na nagpapakalat di umano ng fake news ang pag-uusap na ito. No? Under sa Basta Dabawenyo Special Episode 2025 budget is invalid. No? It is even a question dun sa caption. So today, papanoorin natin at babasahin natin to at babalikan natin yung sinabi ni Senator Amy Marcos kung bakit hindi siya pumirma sa BICAM report. Sabi, no, marami nang nagsasabi, merong blanco ay yung BICAM report kaya hindi siya pumirma. Okay? Defective. Ilan sa kanila ang hindi pumirma because for them, defective ang BICAM report na kanilang nakita. Diba? Nung nagsasalita si Senator Amy Marcos, hindi kayo nagre-react. Pero nung nagsalita na si PRRD, nag-react na kayo. Bakit? Ano ba yung difference nung sinabi nilang dalawa? Pareho lang naman yung sinabi nila about sa BICAM report. Pero iba yung gustong parating ng mga taga-Malacanang. There you go. I don't know how many of you guys have watched that video already. But then again, balikan natin at pag-usapan. No? Punta muna tayo dito sa official statement ni E.S. Bersamin. Ang natatawa kay E.S. Bersamin, the other day I was just talking to my professors who are actually lawyers. No? Yung isa prosecutor, yung isa lawyer, No? Sabi ng lawyer ko na, well, mga lawyer ko, sabi ng mga professors ko, nagugulat sila sa anong nangyari kay E.S. Bersamin. Bakit? Kasi si E.S. Bersamin ay isang Chief Justice. So doon sa pagiging Executive Secretary niya, parang pinababa niya yung sarili niya. Okay? Parang pinababa niya. Siya ang head ng judiciary back then. Tapos po ano-ano ngayon ang pinagagawa ni E.S. Bersamin. Para siya tuloy attack dog. No? Isa sa pinakamataas na attack dog. Ito ni Bangag Jr. Tingnan natin. Sabi dito, some quarters including a former president have maliciously peddled fake news about President Marcos at signed the GAA of 2025. Ito guys, pinanood ko na to. Okay, pinanood ko na to. Binalik ko lang dun sa part para mas maintindihan natin paano nga ba nangyayari ito. Para pareho natin maintindihan yung proseso ng budget. It was explained by Congressman Ungab, who happens to be a former chairman of appropriations sa Congress. Diba? Balik tayo dito. With certain parts of the enactment purportedly left blank to enable the administration to simply fill in the amounts like in the blank check. So, may part doon no, sa video. Panoorin muna natin at pakinggan. Babalik-balikan natin itong sinabi ni E.S. Bersamin para maintindihan natin yung kredibilidad. Kung may kredibilidad pa ba itong si E.S. Bersamin. Diba? Punta tayo dito.
Mr. President,
Mag-feedback. Punta tayo. Ano?
There are certain things that we wish to discuss tonight. No? Isa sa mga pinag-usapan dito sa Napulin, Davao City, but in the entire country, is itong ang national budget natin for this year. And joining us tonight, sir, is our congressman from 3rd District in Davao City, and he is also the former chair of the Committee on Appropriations ng Congress to discuss some things on the budget, particularly doon sa bicameral report na pinirmahan ng Congress and Senate. So I'd like to give the floor to Congressman C.B.
Let me start with the procedure. When the President submits the...
Okay, doon sa mga bago pa lang na nakakaalam dito sa budget, listen very carefully because this part is very informative. Diba? Kasi pag nakikita natin sa report, sa mga news, sa social media, ano nga ba ang NEP? Ano ba ang GAB? At ano nga ba ang GAA? Ano ang difference nila? So basically dito, maintindihan natin. Kasi explain ni Congressman Ungab kung ano nga ba ang proseso ng budget. Okay?
The budget to Congress. So it's usually submitted by the DBM to the House of Representatives because the budget emanates from the House of Representatives. Then pagdating sa House of Representatives, matanggap yung National Expenditure Program and the other documents.
Okay. So, yun. Ang NEP is ang National Expenditure Program. Okay.
Yung BESF, saka other related documents sa budget, then dadaan yun sa first reading, second reading, third reading. So, after it's approved on third reading, pupunta sa Senado. Pagdating naman sa Senado, the same procedure, first reading, second reading, and third reading. So usually, magkaiba yung naipasa ng lower house at saka upper house, yung ating lower house of Congress at saka Senate. Then whatever is the difference, i-harmonize yan sa pamamagitan ng isang tinatawag natin na bicameral conference committee. Yung bicameral conference committee naman, pagkatapos nila, gagawa yun sila ng bicameral conference committee report.
Okay. Doon sa mga hindi pa po nakakaalam tungkol sa BICAM, ang BICAM po ay pagsasama ng upper house at ng lower house. Okay? I remember one of my professors said na she's a lawyer from, she's connected with the Supreme Court. Okay, sa pagkakaalam ko, she used to work sa Senate and ang isa sa mga naging boss niya back then is si JPE. Okay, so pagdating sa mga ganitong bagay, naiintindihan niya how things are, are running or happening within the Senate at saka the House of Representatives. Sabi nga niya sa mga nakwento niya sa amin, maraming gusto ang maging member ng BICAM. Alam niyo kung bakit? Kasi napakalaki daw ng budget ng BICAM. Yun yung chika niya sa amin.
Yung BICAM report na yun, assuming okay na, pipirmahan nila yon at ira-ratify ng both houses, ng Senate at saka House of Representatives. After the ratification, so lalabas na yung enroll bill, pupunta na yun babalik sa Presidente. The President will sign the budget for it to become effective for the budget to operate the following year.
Okay, for the record, hindi lang po nangyayari ito sa isang GAB, okay, or sa General Appropriation Bill. Itong practice na ito ay nangyayari almost mga batas na ginagawa between the upper house and lower house. Pag nagkakaroon ng discrepancy between the versions of these houses, ang BICAM po pumapasok sa eksena. Sila po ang nag-aayos ng discrepancy. Gaya nga ni sinabi dito ni Congressman Ungab, sila po ang nag-harmonize ng dalawang version ng isang bill. Okay? Para maging isang batas. I'm gonna give you one very best example. Everybody can relate to this. Marami nag-aabang about sa divorce. Okay? Na ma-enact para maging batas, ganap na batas. So, may version po ang lower house, meron din pong version ng upper house. So, hindi lang po natin alam kung ano ang what do you call that? Nasa na tayo ngayon sa divorce bill na yan?
Didiretso na lang ako. Medyo mahaba kasi yung pag-usapan natin. Sa nakita ko kasi, may nakita akong maraming kulang sa BICAM report. Yung Bicameral Conference Committee report, pinirmahan kahit may mga nakikita tayong blanco. So
So clearly, ang pinag-uusapan nila rito, starting from the statement of Congressman Ungab, ang BICAM report. Tama ba ako? So dyan pa lang, kitang-kita mo na mali yung sinasabi dito that they were actually addressing. No? Ina-address nila yung usapin na pinirmahan di umano ni BBM. No? Ang isang GAA. Ang layo po ng GAA sa pinag-uusapan nilang BICAM report. Balik tayo kay Congressman Ungab.
so far, ito yung nakikita ko na pages na kulang. Page SP11, page SP12, page SP13, page SP15, page SP17, page SP20, page SP21, page SP22, page SP36, page SP37, page SP162, page SP168, page SP183. Mostly from the Department of Agriculture and on and program appropriations. So
balik na tayo dito sa sinabi ni Senator Amy. Ano sabi ni Senator Amy dito? Dalawang dokumento ang tinutukoy ng ating dalawang pangulo. Ang merong blanco ay ang BICAM. Yung GAA naman, ang alam ko inayos na ng Congress. Diba? And one of the things na sinabi rin ni Senator Amy during in one of her interview, ang sabi niya doon, kaya hindi daw siya pumirma dahil maraming mga blanco. Hindi daw siya pumipirma sa mga blanco. Pero bakit? Kahit may mga tao, may mga senador na hindi pumirma, bakit na-transmit pa rin? Di ba dapat lahat sila pumirma? Di ba? Balik tayo kay Kong.
Let's go directly to the page SP11 to SP12. Pwede naman siguro i-flash ito sa ating screen, no? Nahanap ko sila si Mayor, daming, Mr. President, na maraming, at saka Harvey, maraming blanco. And these are not, I would say, ordinary figures because these figures will reach to billions of pesos. So, tingnan natin sa page SP11 to SP12. Line 49. After the acronym NIA, delete the amount in figures 74 billion 570 million 743,000 and replace with blank. Kita naman sa screen. Line number 52. After the
Wait, speaking of NIA, meron tayong nakita kay Kuya Ibi. Pakita ko lang sa inyo. So may pinost dito si Kuya Ibi about NIA. Okay, while we're looking at that. DA Chief, NIA is transferred to OP Strategic, possible game changing. Bakit 2010? No? Binago na nila yan. Ay 2024, September 10. Itong NIA, na-transfer na raw sa OP o sa Office of the President. Wala na sila sa DA. Nasa OP na sila. Tapos, pag binalikan mo dito, nagbago yung ang laki-laki ng ang laki-laki ng budget ng, tanggalin ko nga ito para makita niyo. Ang laki-laki ng budget na NIA. Na itong budget na to papasok sa Office of the President. Diba? Strategic talaga.
Acronym PCA, delete the amount in figures 889 million 065,000 and replace with blank. After the word total, delete the amount in figures 104,820,715,000 and replace with blank. At saka sa number 7, you will see the amount. Dito sa Bicameral Conference Committee report ito. NIA is blank, PCA is blank, total is blank. So maraming pages ito na ganito. Kung isa-isahin natin, I think 13 pages pa yung nakita ko. Na
No, while we're on the mark of 15 minutes, may naririnig na ba kayong GAA? Wala. Obviously, yung pinipresent dito mga documents, puro BICAM report. And they're talking about the BICAM report. So saan kinuha ni E.S. Bersamin at saka ni Bangag Jr. na pinag-uusapan di umano ay GAA?
Blanco at saka pati na yun sa unprogrammed appropriations. At saka may nakita din akong observation. Sa page SP11 of the BICAM report, it says that the Agricultural and Fisheries Modernization Program of 146,335,937,000. Klaro yun sa BICAM report. However, pagdating sa GAA, General Appropriations Act, ang lumabas na figure is only 126,728,221,000. Ang ibig sabihin, merong discrepancy. So, paano nagka-discrepancy? So, with all this...
Okay, so kita naman dyan. Hindi blank space or blank item ang pinag-uusapan pagdating naman sa GAA. Ang pinag-uusapan nung kinumpare na yung BICAM report at sa GAA, meron 20 billion na difference. Diba?
With all these findings, makikita natin na defective yung BICAM report. At bakit pinirmahan ng members? So the House and the Senate ratified defective BICAM report. In other words, apektado yung ating...
Ito naman tanong natin, no? Maliban din sa mga discrepancy at saka mga blank spaces na yan, saan sa BICAM report. Effective din ba kung halimbawa lang, hindi ko alam eh. Effective din ba kung ang BICAM report ay hindi pinirmahan ng lahat ng senador na involved dyan sa BICAM na yan? Tanong lang.
GAA. Because BICAM report was effective. What was ratified by both houses are defective. Ang dami ko lang na blanco. That can be shown in the BICAM report at pirmado. So, yun ang aking nakikita na findings.
Thank you, Congressman Sig. Just before we get the input, the insights of President Duterte, just to refresh the timeline, this bicameral report was signed and ratified last December 11.
Yes, December 11, ang final meeting nila ng Bicameral Conference Committee report at pinirmahan ng members. And on the same day, December 11, the 222 pages Bicameral Conference Committee report was ratified by the Senate and the House. So both houses ratified it, and the enrolled bill was signed by the President December 30, 2024.
Right. Correct me if I'm wrong, but especially for those Filipinos na, to put this na maintindihan nila, simply sir, kumbaga, there's this document, this BICAM report, na pinirmahan na may mga blanco pa na items.
Yes, makikita ito, nandito sa ito yung copy ng total copy ng Bicameral Conference Committee report. Nandito yung 222 pages.
So clearly, no, malinaw pa sa sikat ng araw that they were talking about the BICAM report. Nabanggit lang po ang GAA dito when they were comparing the budget between that agency na meron discrepancy 20 billion. Iba ang sinasabi ng BICAM report at iba rin yung lumalabas sa GAA na napirmahan na. I think that is the only time na nabanggit yung GAA was when they talked about the discrepancy between the BICAM report and what was signed sa GAA.
May mga vacant pages. I really don't know kung paano lumabas na may figure na pagdating sa GAA.
Okay. Thank you po.
So basically, that is the biggest question. Kung sa BICAM report, blanco, paano nangyari na pagdating sa GAA, may figures na? Diba? Nakikita niyo yung point nila, why they're talking about this. Dapat, nung pinasa nila yung BICAM report, walang blank spaces. Kasi yun na yun na yung pipirman ni Bangag Jr. So bakit hindi inilabas ang BICAM report na kompleto ang detalye? Pero nung nasagaan na, may mga numbers na. So ibig sabihin, leave nila yung space na yon para pagdating ng GAA, they can easily manipulate the figures. Regardless kung ano yung ano. Sino ang naglagay? Executive Department? Dahil siya ang huling makakita niyan, siya ang huling magbibigay ng approval dyan? Yun ba yun?
Mr. President, sir, what's your comment on this particular issue?
Well, it falls short sa exacting standard ng ating batas na lalo na money appropriations must appear the true and correct value kung anong gusto mong what would be the application for the money for, public money. Pagka ganon, there's something terribly wrong. And as a matter of fact, I would say, kung may mga blanco yan lumusot, that is not a valid legislation. Kung nasa batas na yan, lumabas na yan ng blanco-blanco, either it could be filled up before or after sa Congress, pagka ganon, what must be submitted is the true and correct figure coming out as prepared by the budget submitted to Congress for appropriation. Pagka putol-putol yan o may kulang, that is not a valid budget for implementation as law. It's not only inaccurate, but I think the budget is in totality invalid. Hindi na pwede mag-blanco-blanco dyan sa pera ng tao. Ano ka man? It's people's money. Maglagay ka ng mga mga provisions, but without the true and correct items or money that would be appropriated by Congress, by the people owning the money. So everything must be explained clear, patent, without doubt na itong pera na ito para ito sa ganito. Itong para na ito para sa eskwelahan, ito para sa agriculture. But you do not leave any item there vacant. Itong pera na ito blanco to be filled up later on. That is not allowed by law. And that budget is already I would like to remind Congress, mali ho yan. It's invalid please correct it. Or recall the budget and demand an explanation kung bakit dumating sa inyo yan na ganun kablangko. We are not, para ka binigyan ka ng blanco check dyan, o sige, bahala na kung ano ilagay ninyo. In the same manner, yung mga blanco-blanco dyan, whatever or whoever corresponds to that particular item is free to just fill up the amount. That is not by all commandments of the law, that cannot be valid, invalid, unenforceable. And kung na-implement na, it must be corrected and the money returned if already spent or corrected. And kung sino man ang ano niyan, they have to give us the explanation. Otherwise, sabihin ko sa mga Pilipino, huwag na kayo magbayad ng buwis ninyo. Ganun lang naman, pinagsasayan ito mga kumang na to. Puro check-in na blanco, then they try to pass it as a law, and they are free to choose now the amount which they want to place. Hindi natin alam kung ano ang reserba nila, kung anong gusto nilang ilagay, sobra doon sa pera natin. It could be that the money is in the hands of the government now, or future appropriations, or reserva ba ito? If it does not clear anything, then that is invalid and not correct.
Thanks, sir. I'd like to get...
Okay, so katatapos lang ng statement ni PRRD. Tanong, saan part ng sinabi ni PRRD na ang pinag-uusapan GAA? Balikan natin itong statement ni E.S. Bersamin. The peddling of such fake news is outrightly malicious and should be condemned as criminal. No page of 2025 national budget was left unturned before the President signed it into law. Yun nga yun eh. Paano nyo masasabi na nagkaroon ng figures yung mga blank spaces na yun, knowing that sa BICAM report, no, na hawak nila, na pinapakita sa atin, may mga items doon na blanco. They were talking about the BICAM report. And from that BICAM report, yun ang naging basihan ng pinirmahan na GAA. Hindi ba? Did they even mention that they were looking at the 4,057 pages? No, they did not. The meticulous line-by-line scrutiny is a pre-enactment check performed by the dedicated civil servants to ensure that the GAA, consistency sila sinasabi nila rito. They were talking about GAA while the president, the former president, together with other lawyers na kasama doon, we're talking about the BICAM. So tama si Attorney Vic Rodriguez. Kung meron man nagpapakalat ng fake news dito, walang iba kung hindi ang Malacanang themselves. Diba?
Get also your thoughts on this, Attorney Vic, this particular matter. Now the former president has said that this is outright invalid and unenforceable. So, what do you think on that?
Oh, I fully agree with the President. Nagsalita na si Pangulong Duterte na illegal yung 2025 budget. At tama yung sinabi ni Congressman Sid na ito ay napirmahan originally December 11 and the President was supposed to sign it December 20. Pero natulak ito ng December 30 at sinasabi nga nila na pag-aaralan daw dahil sinasabi ng Malacanang na ang Administrasyong Marcos ay been very prudent in programming and budgeting. But with this revelation now of Congressman Sid na pumirma ang Bicameral Conference Committee ng blankong final committee report, ito'y magpapasinungaling.
Again, they were talking about the BICAM report and they were not talking GAA. Kaya nga ang tanong kung sa BICAM report, blanco yan, bakit nung pagdating sa GAA, may figures na? What happened in between the BICAM report and the GAA? Yung figures ba na nakalagay sa GAA ngayon, yung ba yung mga in-approve ng mga taga-House Representative at saka ng Senado? Hindi.
Aling doon sa sinasabi na nagsagawa ng isang complete staff work at nagsagawa ng due diligence ang tanggapan ng Pangulo. Ang i-challenge ko lang siguro, Kong Sid, baka naman kasi sabihin ng mga miyembro ng BICAM Committee, yung blankong yan, meron kaming agreement dyan na i-fill upan na lang ng kanilang technical working group or secretariat. Pwede po ba yun?
Hindi yan pwede because and I think it's in the BICAM report also that we made an omnibus motion to allow the technical staff to make correction in cases of typographical, grammatical, or nasa omnibus motion, printing errors. So they are allowed to make necessary adjustments. So those are material and substantial items, yung blank items, may figures na malalaki, hindi pwede yun. That can never be classified as typographical or grammatical or printing error.
Alam mo, yung nakikinig, baka hindi nyo alam yan, yung typographical, grammar or anything, that has nothing to do with what the intent of the law or Congress wants. No, you put anything there that is not the reflection of what Congress has passed or what is really the correct amount doon sa mga budget, i-jumble-jumble ninyo, that is falsification of law. Perjury or whatever, perjury, forgery, and it can only amount to one thing. Alam mo ano? Criminal action. You can all go to jail for that. At kung ano, ako ang binigyan ng trabaho to follow up these things and ganito ang lumabas, my God, you will all go to jail. Mabigat yan. Public document na yan. So if it's different from what was really intended by Congress or was not really through an accurate copy as passed by Congress, that is falsified or forgery. In which case, mamili ka lang, forgery, falsification, or jail. Alin dyan sa tatlo, papasok sa iyo.
Mr. President, bilang dating prosecutor, magaling abogado, dating can they argue that what they did nung blinangko, can they put up as a defense na there is a proper delegation ng kanilang duty sa kanilang secretariat o kaya sa kanilang technical working group na binigay nila na kayo na lang ang maglagay ng figure at inaprubahan na namin in principle yung mga items diyan.
These are the things that cannot be delegated, especially the amounts. Hindi mo pwedeng biro-biro yan. It must be exact. Nandiyan po lang sa Congress paglabas niyan, if the amount is 1 million, it's 1 million. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na kayo na mag-correct dyan 1,200,000 or make the corresponding inaccuracies or sabihin mo yung anong pinag-usapan na dito after the law was passed. You cannot correct it by yourselves. it has go to the main body or to the person who was the authority to define and characterize the law. Kung ibigay mo yan dyan sa inyo, at most inyo is typographical error or maybe mistakes in spelling. But you cannot change the germane topic of the... That's not allowed by law. That's a very dangerous thing. Tinkering with itong batas natin. Because it could change, it could be serious, and it could put the trouble in the system dito sa ating the separate of powers ng Supreme Court, Judiciary, and the President. Bawal yan. Talagang hindi pwede yan. Baski na and or bantayan ninyo yan.
Okay, guys. Now, well, I highly recommend you to watch the full video. But basically, we've already reached the part wherein na-realize naman na natin that they were not really talking about the GAA. They were really talking about the BICAM report. That between the BICAM report and the GAA, kini-question nila what happened in between. Diba? It's a very good video to watch. Kasi dito, marami tayong naiintindihan. Hindi lang yung proseso, but even the law itself. No? That regulates, that protects. Ngayon, babalikan natin tong statement dito ni E.S. Bersamin. Kahit ganito pa to kahaba. Sabi rito, it is impossible for any funding items to be left blank as alleged by misinformed and malicious sources. Ngayon, pinakita yung dokumento pinakita yung report. May ebidensyang pinakita. How can you deny that? Siyempre, you will deny it if you're talking about two different things. He's talking about the GAA, and the guys from the other video is talking about the BICAM report. The true facts and printed figures appearing in the GAA easily debunk the malicious claims or deliberate blanks being left in filing in. Anyone who conducts the same rigorous examination of the 2025 national budget, which the public can view on the DBM website, will come to the same conclusion that there is no program activity excuse me, or project at all with blank appropriation in that carefully vetted law. The former president and his cohort should know better than the GAA could not be contained blanks. Definitely they know. Sino-sino ba yung mga involved doon sa interview na yun? Number one, dating presidente. Presidente na pumirma ng GAA for 6 years. Si Congressman Ungab, dating chairman of appropriation. Then isang dating executive secretary. Alam mo ba ni E.S. Vic Rodriguez? Hindi naman siya namabas sa spokesperson yan ni Bangag Jr., diba? Pero ito si E.S. Bersamin, grabe, no? Grabe. Parang ganunin mo lang yata kalabitin mo lang si BBM, talagang, mananakmal na itong si E.S. Bersamin So, sino ngayon na nagpapakalat ng fake news? Malacanang ba? O sila dating ES Vic Rodriguez? Patuloy tayong tinatanga ng administrasyon ni Bangag Jr. Hindi niyo ba napapansin? Kayo ngayon yung ni-scrutinize. Dapat ang in-address nyo, yung tinatanong nila kung ano ang nangyari between sa BICAM report hanggang doon sa nasubmit sa inyong documents. Doon nga sa GAA at sa BICAM may difference pang 20 billion . Isa ba yan sa mga Benito ni Bangag Jr.? Oh. Di ba pag Benito mo, tinanggal mo. Binago mo. Yung mga nakalagay ng figures doon. So, hindi rin nila pwedeng gawing defense. Hindi, Benito kasi namin yan eh. Diba? Anong i-veto mo sa isang blanco? Sa BICAM report. Sige nga, anong i-veto mo sa isang BICAM report na blanco? Kaya natanungin ko niyan, guys. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!